Good morning. It is I, Herbert, and here's the Schwimmwagen. Well, part of the Schwimmwagen. Hello, Herbert, head of the internet Erpaderp. If I was head of the internet, we'd be making some changes round here. I don't know what the changes are, but they would be drastic. This is, looking okay. The wheel thingies are relatively straight. The front left one is probably the worst. But we can just say it's going over a bump. Yes. That'll fool them. The first thing today is a couple of little doodads that will probably be easier to put on before the tires are put on. I must first get them. Sick jump damage, it could be. It could be sick jump damage. It could be anything we want. I am looking at the D-sprue, yes. I don't know if there's much difference between these two parts. They look exactly the same. But they are apparently different. And who am I to argue? Hopefully we don't just break this. It's very thin. Thought I lost it for a second. Anything we want? Don't think so. It's after midnight in sauerkraut country and I want pizza but won't get any pizza. Well, that sucks to hear. I also want pizza. But I think I am in a almost constant state of wanting pizza. Pizza's pretty dang good. Okay. Now, to try and remove the nubbins without breaking the part. Why you gotta be so nubbinous? Nubbinous is a word now. Okay, that's probably cleaned up enough. It's not going to be extremely visible, I don't think. Oh, actually, it'll be fairly visible, but it looks good enough. Someone asked me what I would take with me on a lonely island. A pizza oven would be part of it, and many more stuff to make pizza. Exactly. Many more things, because there's so many things you can put on a pizza. Come on, go away, you filthy nubbins. Excuse me. There's also some hooks for the rear, but I guess I'll put the first bits on first. They're not the first bits, but they are going on first. These thin doodads. I have mixed them up. I can't tell if there's any way... They look exactly the same, so I don't think it's going to be a problem. If I remember correctly, William Defoe wrote in his novel that pizza was what Robinson Crusoe missed the most on his island. I wouldn't know, but I'd miss pizza. I think maybe I get pizza for lunch. It's not even 10 AM yet. Why am I worrying about lunch? That looks like it's not quite in focus. There. Now my video will be possibly okay. Though I do notice that my overhead would probably look better if I was working there. Maybe I just scooch over a tiny bit. That's probably acceptable. And if it's not, too bad, I suppose. I believe that's meant to sit atop that little gap bit there. Because you are old just like me, and when you become old, eating and sleeping are the most important things. I suppose that's true. I do sleep a lot. Try to, anyway. Guess that's a little handle for people to grab onto. Or something. When the Schwimmwagen is schwimmen. That's probably about right. Look at that. By the way, would you be surprised to hear that I'm an idiot? I would be surprised. Why can't I pick this up? Because it's very small and thin, and you've got big fat fingers. Doesn't want to comply with how I want to do things either. What a rude piece of plastic. Frightfully rude. Pretty good. Very, whatever those are, ish. To get our hooks, we go to the A sprue. A for hook. That's all from the A sprue for now. I don't like the look of these tiny things. And now, we clean the hooks! Yay! Woo! There's not much needed, really. We've just got to eliminate the nubbins. Which are very small. Perfect jolly nubbin eliminating music. Yeah, that's usually what people want. They want to be told how fantastic they are. And then on the other hand, some people don't understand critique and think just speaking shit is critique. Doing proper critique takes some time and thought. Most people don't know how to do thought. Poor nubbins. I feel no sympathy for nubbins. Straight to nubbin hell. It probably wouldn't be a bad idea to make sure I put these on the right way up, relative to the vehicle, which I'm currently holding the wrong way up. There's not much of a recess for these. I'm sure it'll be fine, though. Could have learned that in 54 years. Nubbins are the Cardassians of modeling. Is that your group build? No, I'm not putting any... Actually, does it come with guns? I'm not taking part in the group build as usual because I never get things done in time and don't like the pressure of a deadline. Am I looking at the right thing? I must be. I wouldn't look at the wrong thing. This would have been easier to put on before the suspension assembly, I think. Not enough of a recess to just drop the part into, unfortunately. That seems okay. Don't flop over like that, you cheeky shit. That's definitely not how it goes. assing about could have been solved by having a deeper recess. If you choose a Centurion tank with the 105 by GHQ, I'm quite sure you'll manage to finish at least the building in time. I don't know. I'm pretty slow. Those look like hooks. So we've got a lot done already today. 2 hooks and 2 bar things. I better slow down. Propeller and propeller holding doobly thingy. That's what I'm looking for. It's like wheels for the water. Nope. This part has quite a bit of flash on it. I'm pretty sure that is also knobbinry. Why have you got to be so mold liney? I believe, excuse me, that is a nubbin also. Use my trusty nubbin be gone. Don't put the propeller on the steering column? I won't. Though that would be kind of cool. Maybe I will do that. I'll put the steering wheel on the propeller thingy. Then everybody will get mad. This seems like very dramatic music for this. Which is appropriate because this is very dramatic. That looks fine. Which side is up? The upside has a sink mark on it, which is kind of annoying. I don't like that. Could be worse, though. I'm not so sure that you won't. That's why I mentioned it. Well, if I wasn't thinking about it before, I certainly am now. Didn't fix the steering wheel. See, now look what you've done. Looks neat enough. So it's ready to be glued onto the thingy-mabobber. Make sure it's the right way. I wonder if it would be easier to put the propeller and then the thing. Probably not. Trekkan caused confusion and delay. Good job. That's something to be proud of. I forgot to press record. Lots of glue. That doesn't sit against the hole like I thought it would, but that's okay. That's probably going to make it a bit more difficult to stick this in. But if we use way too much glue, it'll be fine. The shape of the propeller blades makes it look a little bit wibbly wobbly, but I don't think it is. Still fiddle with it, because I just can't tell myself no. I'm sure that's fine. It looks the part. And now we go on to working with the inside parts. We're up to step 4. Hooray! And we have to figure out what should go in first. Probably the little fiddly bits. Could also glue the wheels onto the hull. Maybe I'll do that later, as a treat. Butt palaces? There will be butt palaces. What a good way to describe a seat. I want to cut the part from underneath, but sometimes it just says no. And I think that's very rude. you back. Back in the box. D72's nuts. Okay, I can't get my clippers in there to properly clip that. 33 and 34. Whatever they are. It's hard to tell if these are identical or not identical, but I think they are very similar. I'll keep them separated just in case. So many sprue gates. So little time. That's 58. Goes on that side. Okay. Come on, the best car in the world becomes the best car in the world if it does not have a nice butt palace. It becomes the worst car in the... I can't read. You know this. If it's got awful butt palaces, it's an awful car. It becomes undrivable. Figure out where those go. That is not a guide knob. It's a go away knob. Probably took a bit too much plastic out there. That's a better tool for a big knob. It ought to hold a little SOB. I'm going to get rid of this without destroying the bit we want to keep. Which way does this sit? The way I'm holding it. Which way does this sit? Okay, seems that this little tab should be on top of it. Just needs a bit of neatening up. Excuse me. And I think I clipped the nubbin or the tab or the little detail off on this side. So I'm just going to double down on it and clean it up properly. That's going to make someone mad. I don't think these will need really too much cleanup because they are going to be on the floor. Who's going to look at the floor? Some weirdo? The Schwimmwagen floor police? Can I pull it off without breaking it? That nubbin shouldn't be there. Floor look, Otis. Floor lookouts look at the floor. Well, we'll just have to keep them away with other more enticing floors for them to look at. Okay, I'm sure that's all going to be fine. Or dandy. Famous last words, perhaps? Probably not. You have to press record or you won't record anything. Why don't I know this already? That looks like what the instructions want. You can never be entirely certain with instructions. They might seem to want one thing, but in reality they want something completely different. Maybe you should just learn to interpret instructions, Herbert. Maybe I should. That seems good. Jobs are good, and maybe what I'm assuming is a handbrake goes on after the duva. So it looks like it has to actually go through that. Got any more contact points for me? You sure do. Have some glue. Have all the glue in the world. You press record to record things? You are such a YouTube creating video wise man. Too bad I can't read words in order. I am very glad that I paid a little bit more attention and put this in after, because sure, I could have kajiggered the grating around it. It's just easier to do it this way. Glue on my finger. Ass shits. The worst thing in the world that could possibly happen. Glue on the finger. Oh man, you don't have to get so angry about the glue on the finger. That's looking pretty okay so far. You could put your feet on those floorboards and they might stay dry. Back to the D-sprue for what looks to be a transmission. And this part seems to have a fair bit of flash on it too, which I do not approve of. Flash is the cousin of the nubbin. Looks like there's a microscopic piece. It's number 32. Please do not fly away, you speck of plastic. Did I just immediately lose it? Nope, that's it there. I'm sure if I do lose that, it's a part nobody will ever notice missing. Flippin' heck, you dog excrement. Why you gotta be so tiny and difficult to clip off? Try to get the other knobbin off without de-knobbifying the gear stick. Nobody wants to be de-knobbified. Where the fuck did... Yeah. Just to annoy me. That's what everything is done for. Everything is just to annoy me. Alright, we got that ready. Who did this? Make sure we don't lose that little tiny little knob.
That isn't very poggers.
It isn't very poggers, whatever it is. I declare that neatened up. It had a tiny little nubbin on it. Even though it itself is basically a tiny little nubbin. not sure how much of this is really worth cleaning up. A lot of it is going to be invisible, but some of it won't be. Maybe we just fill the interior with muddy water, as though it's a half-sunken Schwimmwagen. That way we don't have to detail the underside or the inside. Too late, I've already done the underside. I declare that to look okay. Schwimmwagen of the lake. What is your wisdom? You'd expect Schwimmwagen of the lake to be like just a Schwimmwagen that actually swims in the lake, not like a sunken Panzer. You'd expect better wisdom from Schwimmwagen of the lake. Okay, maybe I put the tiny little speck on first, rather than trying to jigger around all the other bits. Sometimes I make sensible decisions. Not often, though. Make sure I'm not destroying the things under my desk with my feet. Don't dare try picking it up with my tweezers. And now I don't know which way it actually goes in. Okay. Where did it go? Right there. I don't know why that couldn't just have been molded on there. But what would I know about anything? Herbert is bonfused. Confused. Same thing. Bonfused. Now, do I think I do put the parts on onto the inner part before trying to put them all together. Didn't clean this up properly, did I? What an idiot. Absolute buffoon. I see what those things are. They're little mounts for this bit. That's pretty good. Fits nicely. And pressing down there makes me realize it's a good idea to put this in before adding the gear stick to it. I'd press down on the gear stick and break it. Then everyone would be sad. There's glue on the bottom there when you put glue in through the hole, Herbert. Don't put your finger in it. Okay, and the gear stick. Is this the gear stick? It appears maybe not. Or at least not for that hole there. It's a control of some sort, possibly involving gears. I feel like it just goes on there, because there isn't exactly a mount for it. If I'm even looking in the right place. Ugh. I think I've got the idea. Piss! By the time I've got this into a position to try and stick it into the model, the glue will be evaporated. Not sure it should be leaning like that. That seems like what they want. And if it's not, tough shit. It's what they get. You get what you get and you don't get upset. And now, excuse me, it is time for butt palaces. Everybody's favorite. I wonder, it probably doesn't really matter if you put the gear sticks and such on first, because they're far enough away that they shouldn't impact each other. This is all assumption on my part. I'm ready to be wrong.
But.
There are 4 seats. But at this point, there's only a place for 2. The question is, do I make the 4 and how? It does say to make 4. I'm just wasting time not doing it, aren't I? No palace sound. What sort of a sound would a palace make, particularly a butt palace? I can't imagine what kind of a sound it should make. These shouldn't be too difficult, I hope. Right off the bat, extra nubbins. Why does this song have a heartbeat sound? Am I dying? I don't want to die. Okay, how does this work? These go in the back, apparently. I can't tell if there's a particular way. probably like that. Does it look wrong if I put it the other way? Absolutely it does. So put it around the right way. Probably should get this out and film it. Otherwise, nobody's going to believe me that I put these together myself. Surely. Don't know where it actually makes contact. Excessive glue. The glue god's favorite. That looks messy. Maybe I shouldn't have put excessive glue. I'll just wipe it with my finger. It's not gonna hurt anything. Don't need that anymore. Four seats for 4 butts. It's an angry dog. Excuse me. I don't appreciate how the instructions keep flopping over. Or like the page keeps turning. Angry dog hates butt palace. Probably not allowed to sit in them. That's why. Okay. They go on here like so, and that's pretty simple. I don't know if I should stick this into the hull first. But I will do it before putting gear sticks in. Why not do that now? It's the worst that could happen. I'm assuming these are contact points. Looks like it's all where it needs to be. Just put extra glue in there, otherwise the glue god will be all angry. Nobody wants an angry glue god. And seats? Why not? One seat. One more seat. Looks like it's ready for bots. Or at least half the butts it should carry. Okay. Gear sticks are probably relatively important. Should add those. D73. This one's a bit of a chonker. D74. Also quite sizable. Which is good, it makes them less fiddly to clean up. What will the glue god do? Come over us? If he wants to, he has to leave his throne. He will discover that he is glued to his throne. Oh, I don't know about that. He probably has quite some range, being a god and all. Hang on, there's still some mold lines in there. Gross. That's probably okay. Make sure I'm putting this around the right way. I would never be forgiven for putting a gear lever duver around the wrong way. And nor should I be, because that is a horrendous crime to be doing. Ugh. And then this. That's gonna fit. Difficult to press down on it when it's got an angle in it like that. And I want to do so before the glue bonds it into place. Maybe the gear shifter would have been easier. I assume that's a gear shifter anyway. Maybe that would have been easier before the seats. Looks weird to have it sitting so far back like that. To change gears, you'd have to be like... What would I know, though? I'm too lazy to drive a manual. Maybe that's the best way to do it. At least the glue god isn't such a sucker that the Christmas god. I mean, he gave man a free will. And when humans didn't do what he wanted them to do, he sent a deluge. I mean, you got any better ways? You've got to flood people if you want them to follow what you're telling them to do. I think I'm going to glue the wheels on. And hopefully they aren't all wibbly wobbly. They might be. Because it did say to do that in the instructions quite a while ago. Start with the ones that... Oh, that looks wonky that way. That's annoying. Let's start with the ones that look straightest so I don't have to do as much kajiggering. That looks good. It's not as wibbly wobbly as I thought it might be. It still looks like it's relatively straight. I'm pretty sure the straightness of the wheels is going to be one of those things where you won't really notice, at least these ones, you won't really notice them being slightly off unless you look really close. Is that gonna fit over that duva there? This one seems like it doesn't fit properly. Like I can't get the tire onto the thing. Maybe that's sticking out too far. Shouldn't be, but it is. This one has the tire is contacting the hull. And it shouldn't be. It's not going to be too bad, though, I hope. Just don't look up underneath the arch thingy. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. They're all pretty good. Pretty straight. They're on the straight and narrow. Yeah, hell yeah. Okay. What is next? Rear seat duvers? Why not? If I put the rear seats in, I won't have loose seats hanging about, potentially being lost. Not that I, Herbert, not losing person, would lose parts, but there is always the risk. Part 3 and 12? I assume. Where's. Huh? Why can't I find it? Am I stupid? Yes. I'm looking at the wrong number. That is 12. I thought this was 12. Me not brain very good. There's a first time for everything, even you losing parts. It's true. It could happen one day. One day I might make a mistake. Then I would finally have to press my mistake button. Uh-oh. When I die, they will sing songs about me in Klingon tradition, and they'll refer to me as Herbert the Unmistaken. Surely that's what's going to happen. I don't think so, Herbert. Oh, they sing a song for every mistake you've made. Wow, that funeral's gonna take some time. They're gonna have to repeat some songs too, because how many songs can you make about a mistake? One day I'll learn how to hold on to things. I've been saying that for a while. But one day... Okay, how do we do this? Please tell me, oh, instructions. It's hard to tell which way around this goes. Something like that. I wonder if maybe the seats help inform the position. Like, is that meant to contact the back of the seat rest? No, it's meant to go back further. Poor confused Herbert. What if I just glue that Hoover onto this first? Then we can use that to figure out where this sits. Assuming I've got it around the right way. And I think I do. Feckin' piss. Maybe it goes like that. No. Fiddlier than I thought it would be. Ass. Maybe we stick this in first. That's a lot better, actually. Hopefully that is correct. It's a bit raised on this side. It's a bit difficult to hold, unfortunately, without potentially knocking anything out of place. Whole thing looks like it should be pushed down more on this side. Slightly. I don't think it will actually work. So that's what we get, and hopefully it all fits nicely. If it doesn't, boy, am I going to be a bit annoyed. One bot palace. Four bot palaces. Now, people can go for a nice, fun swim in groups of 4. How wonderful. Does it sit flat? Not quite, but it's pretty good. Almost sits flat. I was expecting it to be a bit wonkier. It's a little high at the front left rather. Not too bad. What do we have in step 7? Doodaddery. Pedals and controls and such. Excuse me. Not too much left to go. Quite a few small fiddly bits though. Rip. I think that's gonna do it for today though. I am going to, I don't know, go out and buy food and things. Yay. What a nice view from Bot's perspective. Everyone likes the Bot perspective. I will probably be back tomorrow night for video games. Wednesday night, we're going to continue working on the Vesper Tiger. And there will be a video tonight on the YouTube in, I don't know, probably like 10 or 11 hours about the Hobby Boss TU2 Tutu plane, because why not? Thank you for watching. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you next time. Bye.